Can you hear me now? milkshake. I drink it up.
Donnie,
Yeah.
God's German here wants to dock the country. Oblige him.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Hell, I can get you towed by 3 o'clock this afternoon with nail polish.
We have you 4-1.
I like those odds.
It's the Smoking Hot Nerds Podcast.
Roll, Eric.
And
I'm rolling.
Okay.
And we're live. Whoops. There we go.
Maybe.
Now we're live. Yes, we are.
No.
We are totally live, and everything is working. Welcome to the Smoking Hot Nerds Podcast. We're doing Nerds After Dark tonight, catching up on the events / movies / TV of the week, and for the first time, I think, in the history of the Smoking Hot Nerds, Nick isn't here with us tonight.
I know.
Yeah, I know. His computer crashed on Monday, and he hasn't gotten it fixed / gotten a new one yet. So,
I would just like to point out that he's like the biggest computer guy of all of us. And
Yeah.
He hasn't got his computer fixed.
yeah, I know. I have a
That's
feeling.
how tough it is under Sleepy Joe.
Oh, here we go.
Here
Like we had
go.
we had thanks Obama, now we got thanks Biden.
Yeah, right. Oh, Sleepy Joe ruining Nick's computer budget.
Yeah, he gave Nick's computer dementia.
Yeah.
I guess Nick didn't get Biden money.
No, apparently not. Ay. Well, but Nick, we wish you well. We hope you're back to it with us next week. Also, we could have just had you use your phone, but that's okay. We'll roll with this.
Yeah.
That's all right.
We don't want him to be a 4x3.
No. No, that's true. Brian, pull your monitor down just a smidge and put your there. Yeah, there it is.
Much headroom.
Now we got you perfectly situated. Do you have a bunch of toys set up back there, or is that your racing car set up over your shoulder?
Toys, yeah.
Yeah, toys. Nice.
Toys, duh.
Toys.
I need to come up with a background so everyone can see just how big of a nerd I am every week, our two viewers.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. You can just throw up another rack like you have on the side. There's a Metro rack behind you. Or,
I'll just barricade myself in here.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the couch is right here, so if I put up another rack, I can't get out.
No.
Which this is pretty much where I live anyway. But
Yeah. Do you ever move anyway? Probably not.
When I need a drink.
Just a tasty beverage. What's the beverage tonight?
Bed sores.
Yep.
Black Label.
Nice.
And I got Topo Chico, so I got that going.
Nice.
I've recently found Topo Chico, and I'm obsessed now.
Drinking sparkling water from a bottle is really quite luxurious. I like it a lot.
It's quite delicious.
Yeah, Topo Chico is great. They just released last week their own hard seltzer as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Of course they did.
Yeah, so they're testing that market right now. I think it's just in LA and New York, but yeah.
I've just been rocking the original, but this time I bought a case with this taste of grapefruit.
Oh.
And I'm a fan.
Yeah. Nice.
It's like almost Squirt, you know that soda?
Oh, yeah.
I like how lime LaCroix is almost Sprite.
Nice. That's
my
delicious.
Yeah.
What's in your glass tonight, Eric? Or in your
Almost
can?
Squirt.
Yeah. Just.
It's just urine, though.
Yeah.
Squirt.
And that's why I call almost Squirt.
Been drinking a lot of water.
I have a Working Class Hero from Cambridge Brewing Company.
Oh, wow.
It's their American Saison.
Very nice. Very nice. I don't remember having Cambridge when I was there visiting you that time.
Yeah, because I don't think I really went there way back then.
Oh, there we go. Just Lord Hobo. That's all I remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
What happened?
There's a little bar by Eric's house called Lord Hobo that
Hobo.
we went to. It's pretty great. Yeah.
Back when you could go to bars.
Yeah.
They did just reopen last week.
Oh, really?
Although,
Yeah. We're in the orange tier, which means I think bars and restaurants, even movie theaters, can reopen.
Wow. Movie theaters even. Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, I think I think I could go rewatch Godzilla King Kong at the downtown AMC, I think.
I mean, if you want to like torture yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't have... I wonder how long it's going to last putting out movies, how long HBO is going to roll with this, doing their movies simultaneously, theaters and on the app, because it's great. It's super fun. I like that.
Well, they said in 2022 it's going to be in theaters first.
Okay, gotcha. So this whole calendar year, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
But yeah, 2021 simultaneously.
That's
and
cool.
Dune still squeezes in there, huh?
Yep.
Also, Dune's going to get released on HBO?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
They're gonna
wonderful
pinch
news.
That worm off.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, definitely. That trailer is just delightful. I
Was there
love
a
it.
new one?
No, I think it's the first one. I was a little late to the party. Watched it a couple weeks ago for the first time, and it's just wonderful. Wow, good trailer. Is it
I saw it.
Denis? Is he direct? Did he direct it?
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve, yeah.
Yeah, and then but our
Not
boy
Deakins.
Deakins did not shoot it though, did he?
But the dude who did Rogue One shot it.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I forget his name now. He's got a couple really solid credits though, because I did look him up. But that's interesting because it looks very
King
Deakinsy.
Paglioni.
Yeah,
I
right.
think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Deacon's probably just busy. He's kind of in demand, I think.
Yeah, a little bit. And I just discovered yesterday that Deakins has a podcast
What?
with his wife. Yeah, and they've got a lot of episodes, so I got to hop in there and have a look see, because I'd be curious to see what it's like. But it looks like it'll be a lot of fun.
What kind
It'd be
of
great
podcast
if they're
is it?
just talking about nothing. Like, oh, there's a spider on the window. And
Yeah.
then they just talk about that for 40 minutes.
They don't talk about movies whatsoever.
He doesn't touch movie subject ever.
Yeah. They've
Everyone
got the
just
guy.
keeps waiting.
They got
Maybe
like
this episode.
maybe this time they'll actually talk to their guest from Ari, or they've got like master
no.
cinematographers.
They found a dead moth by
Right.
the window.
Look at that, James. Ooh, interesting. It's a moth. A
that a
dead
moth?
moth.
Oh, it's been there a while. When's the last time you cleaned?
Another evening at the Deacon's residence.
You've been deacons, bitches.
Good night. It's a 24-hour podcast. 23 of those hours is just static. A static of live stream. I did, speaking of master cinematographers, without naming names, there's a photographer that I came across being touted as a master photographer. Is that a thing? Is there like certification for becoming a master photographer? You can get a master's degree in photography, right? But I don't think you can. Is there a certification like a master sommelier and?
Yeah, you go to the Chateau Marmont in Hollywood, and Deacon's knights you.
Oh, I'm doing it then. I'm gonna grab my camera and go downtown.
Hashtag
And
life goals.
only maybe 20 grand finds its way in his back pocket.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. Speaking of downtown LA, we hop right into what we watched this week. I watched the crime scene documentary on Netflix, all about the girl who disappeared at the Hotel Cecil. Did you guys watch that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, that can't be too far from where you live, right, Brian?
Nope, not at all. When I watched that, I was ready to walk there, and because I wanted to go in and just check out the vibes, but it's closed right now. I was depressed about that.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, because someone bought it and they're turning it into. I think like it's trying to be a high class hotel, but yeah, I was like, okay, that's close. I got to go there. I just wanted to go in the lobby and see what the vibes are like.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, from what I understand, the vibe of the lobby is wonderful because it's still the old, because that was the whole thing with the hotel. They built this amazing deco hotel in like 1919, but then the rooms were designed for, because LA was such a boom town, there's 700 rooms in this hotel. I mean, that's a lot of rooms. And a vast majority of them don't have bathrooms. or maybe not.
I don't
a
even
majority.
have that many brain cells,
Right? And
much
they're
less bathrooms up there.
ticking down by the second. You got more Iron Man up your
Hey,
butt.
I'm getting the weak ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Only the strong survive up here, baby.
Right. Pop, pop. Sounds a lot like Deacons' podcast in there.
Yeah. It's a lot of dead air.
Yeah,
It's all right.
but it was a very interesting doc. I mean, it was really well
When
done.
did she disappear? When was this?
2017.
Oh,
okay.
Ish.
very recent.
Oh, 13.
See, the girl in the water tank?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 2013.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was good. It was really, really good because I mean, I loved how it was set up. I loved how it was shot, how it was cut. Like it just looked great. It's produced by Ronnie Howard and Grazer. Their new-ish documentary production company, but really well told story, but kind of fascinating. The whole how it all ends and everything. Just the real cause of her death and everything is just so. It's tragic, but also just so like normal-ish. I mean, not seems paranormal at first or whatever, but
Yeah, which I think maybe she's like, you think something crazy was going on, but think she just suffered a psychotic break. But apparently Natalie is watching us right now because she just texted me and says, American Horror Story Hotel was based on that hotel and our guard gate was in the documentary. Yeah, if you look at some of the shots, you can see our building
what?
and like the big like aerials and stuff.
Nice.
So, are you gonna give tours of your neighborhood then?
Yeah, you should. COVID tours.
They should turn that hotel into. I feel this whole crime thing has become such a massive genre. They should turn that hotel into theme. Every room has a different murder.
Yeah, they should just lean into it.
you
Yeah.
know?
There's been so much craziness between that and Richard Ramirez staying there,
Yeah.
at the height of when he was killing. So they should just lean into it at this point.
Mm-hmm. Well, or turn it into like a WeWork type space for web sleuths, so
Oh, yeah.
people can come in and rent space, and that they'll just do their web sleuthing and their web crime fighting from there. It would be great.
Like Spider-Man?
Were you? Hey, there you go. Thanks, Dad. Yeah,
I was seriously kind of bummed because I think if it was still open, I'd go stay a night there.
just to see, just to
Yeah.
feel it out.
Just
Yeah,
curiosity.
But
I mean,
instead,
it's-
they're going to rent it to rich people for $1,000 a night.
yeah.
It's their loss.
Their loss.
The
I
thing
mean,
about
I
it
don't
is,
know.
Like, as nice as they make it, I bet they're never going to be able to escape the stigma of it.
The stigma and the fact that it's still basically Skid Row down there. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like the conditions have improved,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not changed at all.
Well, I heard the whole homeless situation in California is like pretty much gone now, right? It's gone down, right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Where you been?
When the homeless just create a mega city, then
Then it's not really a
then
homeless
are they
camp
homeless
anymore.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean,
Problem
it's been
solved.
4 years since I've lived there, and I hear it's gotten like tremendously worse even since I've left.
And I'm sure this last year has just been.
Yeah, not just downtown, but like Santa Monica, Venice. It's just kind of overrun. But yeah, at the same time, that's the thing. Like with COVID, it's just no one went anywhere for a long time. So really fascinating. But yeah, so are you gonna watch that doc? You think, Eric, at some point?
No.
No.
But, I
Very
thought
adamant.
about it.
Yeah.
No.
I'll
I don't
think about-
watch those, so I'll just be honest.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. Yeah, because I didn't want to spoil it for you if we continued on the road.
Oh, no, you can keep talking about
Yeah.
it. You delve right in, Bubba.
Well, the weird, so without spoiling the whole thing for anyone who does want to watch it, what basically this young Canadian girl whose parents were from Hong Kong and immigrated to Canada. So she came to the U.S. to kind of just do like a West Coast tour. They lived in Vancouver, so which isn't weird for her. I mean, that's a super easy flight, straight down the coast, and hung out in San Diego. Ended up at the hotel, and then disappears. over the course of time, they find out how she died, all this kind of stuff. But there was this crazy. So her name was. Oh, now I can't remember. What was her first name? Her last name was Lamb.
Elisa Lamb.
Elisa Lamb.
I think.
Like 3 days after she died, there was a massive tuberculosis outbreak amongst the homeless people in Skid Row, and the test that they were giving the homeless to test them for tuberculosis was called the Lamb Elise test.
Yeah.
How freaking weird is that? And the thing too is that she died. So I'll just tell you, the way that she died was she essentially had this psychotic breakdown, climbed into the hotel's water supply, and died in this water tank, which is exactly how this story plot of this Japanese movie that then became a movie starring Jennifer Connelly and what's his name? Guy from Step Brothers.
David Bowie.
Yeah. Yes.
John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly. The daughter in that movie, they're staying in like a haunted apartment, and she goes to the roof and climbs into the water supply and drowns. And she's wearing like a red coat, which is what this girl was wearing. And the movie came out like years before this whole thing happened. So there's just like these really, really weird coincidences that happen. And then the other one, which I mean, I would have to verify this, but at the time, the hotel was owned by a company whose zip code was in British Columbia, which is where she was from. And the zip code, if you look it up on Google, the pin drop happens to be at the cemetery where she's buried.
Yeah.
Yeah, some really, really weird stuff. But at the end of the day, she just stopped taking her medication, which she had a history of doing, and she was severely bipolar and essentially had a psychotic episode and drowned herself in this water tank.
Eric, if you're not gonna if you don't watch the doc, you should at least go on YouTube and watch the elevator video.
Yeah.
There's like this 6-minute long elevator video of her going in and out of the elevator and acting like someone's chasing her. Like it's clear, like either someone was chasing her, or she was having a psychotic break. Mm-hmm. It's like 6 minutes long, and it is the weirdest, creepiest thing you've ever seen.
Because it brings in all of those old, like The Ring type movies. You know, it gives you those vibes. And what's like, so the web sleuth thing is a big part of the story too, because so many people got so involved in it. But everything along the way, as creepy as it was and weird as it was, had a completely normal explanation. Like ended up having just like the most normal explanation, where they were just like, when she got into the elevator and she's standing there and acting like someone's chasing her, and they're like, why is the door to the elevator not closing? Because the door of the elevator didn't close for like 4 minutes. Didn't even try to close for like 4 minutes.
And she
wasn't in there. No, she wasn't in front of the door. You didn't see the door try to close or anything like that. And of course, the reason was because she hit the elevator, the hold button, when she got in there, and she hit it like twice. So that's what was going on with that. So there were like always these really practical explanations, but because it looked so creepy, like a horror movie, and because you had the web sleuths jumping in and sort of like, you know, throwing in their 2 cents, it turned into this like, this crazy whodunit. And, you know, the way that she died, I mean, for someone to like actually carry her up into that water tower and like drown her would have been like a feat of like superhuman strength, basically, to like make it happen. And so there's just no way that it was anything other than what happened. But it's a really well told story. So I really, really enjoyed it for it being, you know, only four parts, like 45 minutes long each episode, something like that. So pretty easy. Pretty good stuff, though.
That's less than Justice League.
Right. That's less than a 4-part Justice League. Yep. I'm gonna share our podcast here real quick to the folks. Share to your story, public. Share to newsfeed. We're live. So, yeah. So, about you guys, catch anything interesting this week?
No, I didn't catch anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you get tested for anything this week?
No, but I did get a shot on Friday.
Look at you getting all
Got numero uno in me.
numero uno, all up inside you.
Yep.
Yeah, I got numero uno 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Yeah, I get numero dos in 2 weeks, I think.
Nice.
21st.
4 week in between. What did you get?
Moderna.
Okay. I got the Pfizer.
Nice. Natalie, I've been watching that Netflix show Money Heist.
Oh,
I know of it.
the
know of
show.
it.
Yeah, it's a show. You don't love it?
French?
No, it's Spanish. It's a Spanish show, but it's dubbed in English.
Oh, nice. What do you think?
I love it. I think it's
Yeah.
fantastic. You didn't like it, Eric?
Oh no, I was just saying I know of it.
Oh,
People
yeah.
would call into the costume shop saying, "You have Money Heist stuff?" And like whatever, 2 years ago, I was like, Googling frantically.
All right.
We have jumpsuits that are orange.
Yeah. What I won't give it away too much, Matt, but if you want to watch, it's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
basically, it's pretty twisty, so I won't give it too much away. Basically, these people plan a heist to rob the Royal Mint of Spain, and they go in and they're all in red jumpsuits and they have a dolly mask and they dress all the hostages up that way, and it's a pretty cool like plan, the heist, and like all the people like that are actually in there, they're all like who's who of like, you know, criminals in that country, and then the guy who is like outside running it is pretty awesome character stuff.
Nice.
So I'd recommend to watch. It's pretty awesome. I don't want to give away too much because it's got a lot of twists and turns to it, but yeah, basically they rob the Royal Mint, and yeah, the way they do it, that's pretty awesome.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
Now, when they robbed it, did they just have to take all the money out in small plates? Trying to force a tapas joke in there.
Tiny plates.
I still don't know what tapas are.
Small plates.
Small
Small
plates.
Yeah. Tapas style. So do you guys serve it tapas
It's
style?
not topless style.
Yeah.
That's a different place.
Two different
You learned that
things.
the hard way, didn't you?
Yeah. The semi-hard
say-
way.
Sir, you can't show your nipples in here.
I was promised legs and eggs, sir. This is the museum.
It's the Museum of Modern Art.
I know. Marble legs.
Sounds delicious.
Like the thing about it is, like, I've watched a couple shows that were dubbed now, and a younger Brian would never do that because that would drive him nuts. But the dub's not bad. It's like,
Yeah.
if you don't like just focus on the lips, it's not that bad.
Mhm.
So
That's the thing. Like the modern dubbing is pretty solid. I'm surprised
Yeah.
they did that instead of subtitles because people are used to it with like Narcos and things like that.
yeah, but Narcos has a fair amount of English though too.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is like the complete show, and like I've seen a couple where the people doing the dub, like the performances are pretty awful, but like this, even the performances are like quite good. Like, oh, that actually sounds like that person, whatever that actor actually sounds like. But
Yeah. That's not bad. I mean, that's the tough part about dubbing though too, is like you know, when you're recording live on the day, on location, the situation, the positions of the microphones are just so much different than when you're in a completely, you know, closed-in studio. So it takes a tremendous amount of sound design and sound editing to make it sound like they're in the environment that they're in when you overlay that stuff. So if it's good, that's really good.
yeah, this would sound good. Like the voices never sound like, you know, you can tell when something like sounds like above the mix. Like it's not like, no, this is all mixed really well.
Yeah.
And you could tell they tried real hard to make it look like it was matching lips as much as they could.
Yeah. That's cool.
But yeah, it's got 4 seasons. We're on season 3.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
You're in it.
Yeah.
In it. That's cool.
How
There's-
long are the seasons?
I think like 10 episodes.
Nice.
Okay.
Not bad.
Is it just one heist, or are there multiple?
So far the main
Or the
heist
Fallout?
lasts the first 2 seasons, and then season 3 there's something new.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically what it's like. This suit, like this guy that's kind of leads all things called the Professor, and none of them use their real names. They all have like city names, like Tokyo and Oslo and Moscow and all that.
Nice.
But yet like it's like one of those where like the head guy is like the smartest guy in the room and is like just kind of thought of everything. It's pretty awesome. But the writing,
Nice.
the writing is really good. Like, and the music is really cool. Like, I was like, I really want this score because I would like to use it to tip something.
Ah, that's cool.
The score is really cool.
Is it all? I mean, I don't know what this maybe is not even a possible thing, but I assume the score is the original. It's not like redone or anything like that for like the American.
It's
I ass-
Americans humming the music.
Yeah. Right.
I assume so because there is some like clearly Spanish inspired score. It's not all like that, but so I don't think they swapped the score out.
Yeah.
Um,
There's one on HBO too that's I think Spanish, or is it an Italian show that's like supposed to be extremely good? So something to do. It's kind of, it looks like Sons of Anarchy, but I think it's Italian, but I think that one's got subtitles on it. But Netflix has another show. I think it's French or Belgian.
Sons of Linguini. It's a rival biker gang.
I've watched a
Italy.
couple dub shows. I watched Dark on Netflix, which that's also really good. I watched the first season.
I always see the picture for it. That's
That
the one
was-
where it's like the mirror image, right? Like looking down
Yeah.
into it looks like a mine shaft.
That one's a really. In fact, I was thinking because it's a second season, but it's been so long since we watched the first one. I kind of want to watch the first season again. That one, the dub's even better. The dub on that one, it's like you hardly see lip flap at times. I don't know how the hell they did it. Maybe the German. It's a German show, so maybe the German they're able to match better. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then there's also another one. It's called it was called Tabula Rasa, I think. And I can't remember if that one was dubbed or had subtitles. I think maybe it's had subtitles. That's like a murder mystery kind of one, which is also really good. So I've watched several dub shows,
Nice.
which, like I say, when I was a younger person, I never would have done that because it would have just driven me nuts.
Yeah.
But it's actually quite good.
You don't really notice it after a while.
No,
Make it
yeah,
a
you get used to it
dubstep.
real quick.
Get into the dubstep. It's fun sometimes to check out the bad dubs of Hollywood movies every now and then and kind of see what they're doing around the world. Because what's cool is most main actors have an actor that's kind of their guy in different countries, and so every movie that Brad Pitt's in, Brad Pitt's got his guy and stuff like that. So that it's consistent or whatever. So for those who don't want to read it or watch it in the original language, but yeah, super interesting.
Man, what a great gig.
Except
know,
he's
right?
probably nowhere near as attractive as Brad Pitt.
I'm Japan's Brad Pitt voice.
Right? Yeah, never a shortage of work, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like one of the superstars. You're like their guy in your country. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably a pretty
That
sweet
would
gig.
be amazing.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to be Roberto Benigni's America voice. Give me a ring, Roberto.
Do you have to do it in an accent though? In his accent?
Yeah, maybe. And I have to be all excited all the time.
Hey, I won a thing. I need to look up. So I saw Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
I was going to bring that up as a dub movie.
Yeah, but I
seen
saw
that
it
movie.
in China. And I saw it in Beijing for an American audience. So, but the thing is, there was a lot of Chinese people there. So it was dubbed in English for us. And then
And Chinese.
and then it
subtitles.
had Mandarin and Cantonese subtitles for. So I just thought that was super wacky because I think it was originally in Mandarin. So it's super wacky that it wouldn't have been in Mandarin and then have like the English and Cantonese subtitles or something like that, But yeah, they were, catering to
Welcome
the old
to white privilege.
I
There you
know.
were, just sitting there, kicking back, didn't have to read.
kicking back, enjoying the dubs.
You've been to China?
Yeah, I was there in college.
Oh, okay.
I went there. I was there for like 2 weeks. Gosh, this
Never
was
been-
like 2002.
2000 and yeah, 2000.
2000 and
2001.
oh no, it was in 2000.
Is it that early?
Yeah,
Is that when you fun puddle in Malaysia?
yeah, yeah. Can't believe you remember that one.
Matt helped to teach English,
Yeah,
and that's
Oh,
how
shush.
successful it was.
yeah, yeah. You what was that? You have fun puddle in Malaysia? Like that's not a sentence. That's not something we ever say.
But
in
I
English.
did have a fun puddle.
yeah.
Yes, you are correct.
I had me plenty of fun puddles. It was hot there. Very, very hot there.
It was a miserable puddle.
Yeah.
Still never been out of the country, and like I really want to. Now I'm like sad. I feel like
yeah.
I've missed my chance because of COVID.
Yeah, you can never travel again
Never,
anymore. Ever.
never
Well,
again.
I just bet it's gonna be hard for a while,
Yeah, it'll be
especially
difficult.
for Americans, because everyone knows how much big idiots we are.
I think
about
that
the whole
maybe there's a
Have a
chance.
card.
Yeah, I mean like Australia, New Zealand, those places are already open, and so they'll be people friendly, shortly. I think, but it'll be a little bit tougher. I think doing trips to China, Hong Kong, places like that, probably a little bit more difficult for a bit.
I'm
but,
sure you'll have to, show proof that you've been vaccinated and all that.
Yeah. But so if there was one,
Kiss my butt.
right?
Infringing on my freedom.
I'm not wearing a mask on that plane. That should be my choice. I think I'm wearing a mask on planes from now on, no matter what. Just
Yeah, me
seems
too.
like, it just makes sense.
You're ready in a pressurized tube, and I've definitely got sick after being on a plane before.
I feel like I'm partially sick every time I fly, just a little
Yeah.
bit,
Yeah.
from the cold air and the recycled air, and just having people breathe on you is, oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of Malaysia, when I was there, so flying from Malaysia to China, it was there was some guy got sick on the plane, like halfway in the air, and just threw up. He was in the exit row and he just lost it, like complete, like on the entire emergency door. And so recycled air is delicious in an airplane when it smells like vomit. And this poor dude sitting next to me, he was just sitting there, and he was like had like a scarf over his mouth the whole time because he just couldn't breathe. It was pretty gross. That was a fun one. It wasn't
And
until
how long post puke were you still having to fly? Do you remember?
oh he threw up on takeoff.
Oh, God.
yeah. So how long was that flight?
It was maybe two. It wasn't long. It was like 2 hours or so. It wasn't super long. Thank goodness. Wherever we were going. So yeah.
I think that wasn't the
wasn't
start of
super
like
short.
a 9-hour flight.
Yeah, I know. But it wasn't until we got to China that's when I started having throw up from the other side during that period of time, because whatever I had drank
all over the exit door.
previous all over the train, that's what I did. But we'll tell that story on another night. It's pretty disgusting. Maybe not on the air.
Nerds.
Or maybe we can. Why not? But yeah, so at a certain point, my guts were like, because we went to London and then India and then Thailand and then Malaysia and then China. So by the time between Malaysia and China, my guts were just like, dude, what are you doing? What's
happened?
your plan here? Are we going to stop this at any point, or are you just going to continue to wreck our insides every 2 weeks? Because that's what it feels like.
All the curry and all the spice.
Yeah, curry and spice, but then you would find a KFC or something like that,
Yeah.
And so you're like, well, I gotta have that, and then you go in and you're like, why is there only lamb here? So then you're like, well, I guess I'm having the fried lamb sandwich, and you eat that, and then your body's like, well, you've never had that before, and that's not natural. You're gonna die.
You're going
now.
to pay for that one.
Yeah.
Right. Your body at every turn's going, we don't know what we're doing. We've never seen any of these things before.
Yeah. At that time, it was like my body had never seen a lentil, didn't know what that was. So that was inside me frequently. And I'll tell you, an apple in India is not the same as an apple from freaking King Soopers. So, that's happening too. And, you're trying to like not drink the water and just drink bottled water. But then sometimes they put tap water into bottled water and then seal it and then sell it to you, and then next thing you know, you're pooping your guts out. And so there's just like, it was rough for a. And I was living in Minnesota at the time. If I had been living in Colorado, it might have been a little better because at least there's like some kind of ethnic food. But in Minnesota, there's not. There's barely salt in Minnesota. Yeah. So going from college, from like the blandest food ever to that was a bit of a shock for sure. But that's where I discovered Magnum bars. That was the biggest discovery. That was the first time I'd ever had one of those. So that was a good.
What is it?
Like the chocolate. They're like a ice cream bar. Yeah, but it's like vanilla ice cream and then chocolate and then caramel and then chocolate again. So it's like, yeah. They have them here in the States now.
In a wrapper.
Yeah, they're so delicious. They're not as
seen
big.
The commercials, they make them super sexual, I think. Like
Yeah,
sexual,
because Magnum, it's a word. Yeah, so, but yeah, they're delicious. Well, let's get you out of the country. Where would you go first if you had a chance?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I would definitely want to go to like England or France or something.
Mm-hmm.
I hear Australia's cool. I don't know. Just want to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm just like it just got starting to get to that point when the last few years, like I can afford to do that kind of crap.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
then, work was crazy and now COVID hit. So I just assume like you go to other countries, especially, and they're just going to like, oh, you idiot Americans and how stupid we've been with the whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, my experience was never anything negative at all, ever with being an American. I've always had a good experience.
And you give them money, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're living in a post-Trump world.
If you go to like, somewhere Asian, I think it would be a problem, but Europe's not an issue. There's plenty of people there who don't care, just like we don't care.
Post George W. time, and that had its own issues.
Well, that's when I was there.
Involved then.
Well, actually, I was in China like right after the election, and that was the Gore Bush year that the hanging chads, and they hadn't decided on the president for like 2 weeks or something like that. So
months.
Yeah,
they decided on him like a week before the inauguration.
Yeah, so that was a whole thing. You'll have president yet? I'm like, nope, I don't think so. I mean, we have one.
Place
but
I really want to go is because I'm a total F1 junkie. They raced at this place last year in Portugal. It was in Portimao, but the area is called the Algarve of Portugal. And, like watching all the coverage, they showed all these cool shots of the area. It looked like just like the most gorgeous place I've ever seen. I was like, oh, I want to go to the Algarve. So I want to go there.
So like coastal area.
My plan right now is to go to the Monaco Grand Prix for my 40th birthday in 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I want to do it for my 40th second save, because we got to get the boat in the harbor and everything and do it right.
Yeah. Can we come?
Yeah, of course.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Done.
Done.
Yeah. I'll celebrate my 40th then as well.
Yeah, we all can.
Matt, you can. Yeah.
Well, it's going to be my 40th, but actually it's going to be my 25th for the 15th time.
Yeah. Yeah, we can all do our 40th birthdays. That would be great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm save up for that. Yeah, and go to the Monaco Grand Prix.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So, but like beautiful. Save up money so you can ball out.
Yeah, yeah, you got to do it right.
Yeah,
when you go there. Bubbles and trying to come up with a B word for cars, but there isn't one. So.
No, I was trying to think of what did Robin Leach had. Caviar dreams and something. Predator spleens. I don't know. I can't remember what he would say.
I'm hoping I can
Lifestyles of the rich and famous.
Yeah.
There, that'll date us, right?
There you go. Oof.
Young people will have no clue what the hell that
Early
is.
reality TV right there.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can go to I want to go to the American Grand Prix this year in Austin, but I don't know if they're going to allow fans this year or not. So
it's Texas, probably.
But it's Austin.
Yeah, but it's Austin. That's true. Yeah.
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 It's probably the most liberal part.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Because the track there is really cool. But like last year, I think only Russia allowed fans. The rest of the races were no fans. And this year, a couple tracks. And they haven't said if the American Grand Prix is going to have it yet. So
I bet there will be some fans.
I figure by October in Texas, because Texas is, I got my own thoughts about Texas. So, but I imagine Texas will probably be allowing it by then. But
Well, the
But I think-
NFL is planning, like the NFL is planning on allowing full fandom by football season. So, and they're doing like 25,000 in baseball stadiums. So I think it's going to be fine. When is the Grand Prix?
October.
Oh, yeah, be great.
So,
Let's go to that. That sounds fun.
you want to go?
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
I was gonna go. I had planned on. I was honestly about to buy tickets last year, and then all this shit happened.
Never been to Austin. I've been to
Yeah.
Dallas and Houston
Been
and Lubbock.
to Austin once.
Yeah,
I've only
Yeah?
I've only driven through Texas or changed planes in Texas. So
Yeah. yeah. That was
Been to
me.
Houston, kind of.
Just to
was
knock
in the
off a
winter,
president, and then out you go. Or was that Dallas? I forget.
I've been to Dallas. No.
I've been in the Dallas
that
Fort
it?
Worth airport a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to. Yeah. I almost said, yeah, I've been to Dulles. That's not in Dallas.
Dallas Fort Worth is a real junky airport.
Is that the one that's got the weird freaking trams? That's kind of like
Yeah, they go
the Denver
outside.
airport. Yeah, but much shittier.
Yeah, because I was connecting there when I was going to Lubbock because a flight was like $90. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that. How bad could it be? Well, spoiler
Bad.
alert, terrible. So the plane was super late getting to Dallas, and then I had to go from the B concourse to the C concourse to change planes, which you think that sounds reasonable, right? No, because the train goes in the direction where I had to go from B to A and then to like D and then to E and then to C. And you're like, what is going on? So by the time we got there, the plane was already locked up and couldn't get inside. But yeah, it was
it's
really interesting.
It's like the tram at the Denver airport, like, which is what basically a subway,
Mhm.
is how that should work.
Yeah.
Ding, diddle, ding, diddle, ding, ding.
yeah.
Is that how it goes?
I just
Oh,
know
I
because
miss
I've been
those
to the
days.
Denver
I'm
airport like 4
John
times.
Hickenlooper.
Just coming to your house.
Yeah. I liked when Peyton Manning was doing the train. Welcome to Denver. I'm Peyton Manning. There's lots of stuff to do here, like eating and drinking. Enjoy. You're like, thanks, Peyton Manning.
Really? You can eat and drink here? Thank you, Peyton.
I'm trying to think who they have now from the Broncos. Maybe they have anybody like Von Miller or something like that. But then they had and the mayor was doing it for a bit. But yeah,
I feel like I always remember just mayors doing it.
I just remember that time Eamon and I came and we flew together and we were waiting on you to come get us. So we went to Caribou Coffee and the Denver airport and we both got coffees and we both took a sip and both went, what the fuck is this coffee? And people that were clearly from Denver looked at it like, we're like,
right. Yeah. Well,
'cause-
Caribou is a Midwestern thing. I don't know why they're in Denver Airport. Is there like they're like a Minnesota, Wisconsin?
oh, is it? It
Iowa
was terrible
thing.
coffee. I'm just going to say that.
I have heard.
Well,
I heard
it's caribou piss. Spoilers.
Hopefully they don't want to be a sponsor of the Smoking Hot Nerds podcast.
We're never giving up on Zima.
So, I mean, caribou piss, they do a pretty good job. When that's what you're starting with,
Considering
Okay,
it's
fair
actually
enough.
pretty amazing.
when and they don't even heat it up. They just let the warm pee-pee run over the beans, and that's your coffee. They might microwave it if you ask.
And it's also, the beans have been pooped out of the caribou.
I don't think microwaving caribou piss is a good idea because, like, you know, the nuclear shit that goes on in a microwave mixed with caribou piss, I feel like that's just like gonna cause an explosion.
It's more like caribou guana. Is that what they call that?
Guano.
Guano. Delicious.
Guanaboo. Yeah.
Was there not a Starbucks in sight? I didn't.
No, there wasn't. Oh crap!
Didn't
That
know
scared
that.
the hell. No, there was no Starbucks. There was only caribou. My dog just got up on my chair and scared the hell out of me. She was like going like this at me.
It's okay.
She was pointing at you?
I need
She was like
His
poking
fingers?
me.
Oh.
I
does
thought
she
it was
want?
Natalie for a second. Nope, that's my dog.
creepy dog.
Yeah.
It's your creepy dog.
Oh, now she wants to play ball.
Nice. Oh, it makes me miss Jeff. I haven't seen him since 10 a.m. this morning.
Oh, that's a while.
Yeah, it's a while, right?
Do you think Jeff misses you as much as you miss him?
I don't know. He acts like he does when I get
Is
home,
he
so
one
that's
of
good.
those that's like bummed the whole day?
No, I think he's pretty happy most of
As
the day.
long
I
as
know-
he has tennis balls.
Yeah, I know Buster's happy. Because especially right now with it being nice, he can go outside now all the time. So
And when you come home, does he go, ugh,
yeah,
and
well,
then walk out into the yard?
sometimes he'll come say hi, yeah, and he turns around and goes right back outside. He loves it. I've never seen an animal love something so much as he loves just simply being outside. It's the thing that he loves the most.
You ever bring him to the office?
I have a few times and they hate it. So
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah, especially during the summertime. I mean, Buster wants to be outside anyway, so it works. But Jeff just gets panicked. I think because anytime I ever go anywhere with Jeff, it's usually to the vet or to
Oh, yeah.
the groomer. So he's freaking out, even though I bring like his ball and his bed and all that kind of stuff. But no, they hate it.
Oh, because I think, yeah, Nico, we talked about this one time.
Mm-hmm.
You need, well, it would take time, but I think you have to have some distinguisher to say, hey, when you see this thing and we get in the car, it means office.
Right.
As opposed to.
Yeah, exactly.
But then would you try and trick him then?
Yeah.
Is that how
Would happen.
Nick's wife controls him?
Yeah.
Yeah. She Funko. She goes,
Yeah.
Funko. And he goes, wait, which Funkos?
Yeah. Is this the shopping Funko? Or
Yeah.
are we going to the Lego store Funko?
Is this the us shopping or you shopping Funkos?
Yeah.
Is it like fun shopping or clothes shopping?
But she just throws a Funko into the car and he follows it. So it works every time.
When it's
Sorry,
the
Nick.
Incredibles baby, he goes, okay, we're shopping for the nursery today. Okay.
Got it.
You know. Did you guys see that second Incredibles movie?
No.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Meh.
I don't think so.
It was a for a Pixar and that sequel of that franchise, it was
Yeah.
very meh.
Very. Yeah. I've not
That's
seen
why
it.
it just disappeared. You haven't heard anything else about Incredibles since that movie.
Is there an Incredibles 3?
Nope.
No.
I mean, maybe someday, but they got to get the, I don't know. I don't want to say the stank of 2 off of it, but
If I'm
don't
going to
know.
say it, they got to get it off.
I'm going to say, I think it came out, and I don't think anyone loved that movie.
You can't just wash that stank off.
Yeah,
Gotta
I'm
let
going
it
to go to
dissipate.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, I think that the feeling was similar with Soul. People were just a little bit like,
Oh, yeah, I didn't watch that.
yeah, want to love it.
I'm not. I'm
But-
just not into animated movies.
Yeah. Oh, well, but this is the thing. That's what's surprising about Pixar is that something like The Incredibles is just, well, it's incredible. It's incroyable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the first one is.
So, really great story. Fantastic stuff. I don't do animated usually either, but every now and then, something trips your
I
trigger.
do mostly animated, I guess.
You
I have to
do.
admit. Right before we got on, I was starting to rewatch because it's on HBO Max. The Metalocalypse opera, the last thing that Brendan Small made for Metalocalypse.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
So
Metalocalypse.
it's like a death so it's a world where there's a death metal band that is so big they like control the world economy. They're just massive.
Okay.
And there's like a cabal that's kind of against them, but then they're just these complete idiots. I think it riffs off of the Metallica documentary, Some Kind of Monster, where
Okay.
you see like this mega metal band, but then you hear them talk and like get on each other's nerves and shit, and you're like, oh, this is funny and silly. I think Brendan Small took that and ran with it. But then it's like so it's very funny, and there's a lot of the comedy is like from gore, where they'll like be performing some crazy, show, and they'll have like spinning things, and the spinning thing will fly into the audience, and people will get decapitated and splattered all over the place.
Jeez.
And it's just it's like that kind of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of humor,
That guy
which I don't know where else to
sounds
find
delightful.
it, but it's there. But anyway, so he made. I think it was hard to get Adult Swim to keep sending him money, but it's like a pretty amazing show. But he was able to make an opera,
Wow.
the Doom Star Requiem, and
Doomstar
it's,
Requiem.
yeah, it's
Can that
pretty
be the
great.
new name of the podcast? Doomstar
Yeah,
Requiem.
we're changing it tonight.
patent pending.
Yeah. Wow. Is that
But anyways.
relatively new?
No,
Oh, okay.
even that was 2013.
Ah.
The show started 2006.
Oh, well, I'm really behind.
Yeah.
Back
It's
when we were
all
just
on
babies.
HBO Max though.
Hmm.
There's only 4 seasons, probably averaging 12 episodes. The
And
average of all
who
that.
made it though?
So Brendan Small, he did that show on Adult Swim, Home Movies. I don't know if you've seen that. It's
I
very
don't know.
crude animation. It's kind of the first time that H. John Benjamin popped up.
Hmm.
Is he
Gotcha.
Is he in the band?
No, he's not on. I don't think he did anything with Metalocalypse.
Oh, he was just in home movies. Got it.
Yeah, he was just in home movies. He was Coach McGurk, this great character. Yeah, it's like kind of like off the coattails of Dr. Katz. It was like that era of Adult Swim.
Gotcha.
But anyway, it's a very cute show. Completely different. And then, but he's also into metal and like plays guitar. So he plays the guitar, writes the music, writes the show,
Wow.
does voices. Like, yeah, he's kind of phenomenal.
That's crazy. What was the show that what was that show that we used to watch where the family was in the witness protection program and they were always wearing the
That's Delocated.
Delocated.
That's
That
John
was a good one.
Glazer.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
That's
solid.
a great show in like short bursts.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch a bunch of it, but
Yeah.
yeah,
That was a
that's
pretty good
his
one.
ridiculousness. Yeah.
Because it was Arrested Development, but more ridiculous, like that kind of like level where it was just like too much. Sometimes you're like, wow, that was crazy. That was
Well,
wacky.
just the gimmick to start with. Yeah, he's in witness protection, so he's got a balaclava, the ski mask, on his head, on his face the whole time, so you can only see his eyes and his mouth. And then they change his voice so he sounds like this. And that's the gimmick, but it works, and the show ran forever. Amy Schumer got her start on that show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
her
funny.
Or mainstream start.
One of her starts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Arrested Development, can we have a moment of silence for Jessica Walters?
Right.
Yeah.
No. That was a tough one. She wasn't even that old.
No.
80?
Like 86. Oh well,
Yeah.
maybe that's
Well,
no,
she was
no,
old,
like 80. Yeah. She was a billion.
Yeah.
104.
Yeah. Yeah.
104 years young. Thanks a lot, Smuckers.
I mean, that's a legit actor right there.
Yeah.
You know, in
Yeah.
all
just,
ways.
Like, talk about someone who had a career, but then had this crazy Renaissance late.
Yeah.
Just exploded.
Which we
She
would have
had,
said that
like-
about Jeffrey Tambor, but then that whole thing went down. So
I mean, he did. And then,
yeah. But that's the thing. All those people. I mean, look like Bateman and you know his career came from the grave thanks to Arrested Development. So did even guys like Will Arnett. Even though he had a pretty good career, none of the shows he was in were ever successful, and like none of the pilots he ever did or anything like that. So I mean that show just kicked it off for so many people, or re-kicked it off for certain people.
and now look at all of them.
Yeah. Well,
No, Tony Hale's worked.
yeah, no, they're all working. I think they're
What's his
just kind of
butt?
biding their time.
Lego Batman.
Yeah.
Who'sums is Ozark.
Yeah.
Whatsums is
See?
doing his thing.
So see,
Yeah.
they're
Will
all
Arnett's doing reality shows.
they're all good. Well, he
You did that Lego.
didn't he
reality show?
recreate the Gong Show? Wasn't he the main like the
He was
executive
one
producer?
of them, yeah.
Yeah.
How long was that on?
I don't know. I
Not
worked
long.
on that horrible piece of crap the first season.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated my life.
Yeah.
what did you do? Were you the Gong? I would hate if I was the Gong.
No, I was one of
would
the assistant
suck.
editors on it. It was a
worst
terrible job,
job.
and I hated my life.
You did. You
Sorry,
were
you were
very
what?
unhappy because
I
I
was
was
very-
living in LA at the time when you were on that show, and you were not happy with it.
No, because what happened was I did a movie and I was so burned out. I took like 2 months off, and then there was maybe gonna be another writer's strike, And if that happened, there would be no union work at all. I was like, I better. And then I got a call to work on that crew. I'm like, I really don't want to do this, but there could be a writer's strike, and then I'll really be screwed. So I got to take something. Not to mention, it was a night job.
Oh,
And
that's right.
I am not. I'm a total morning person. I'm not a night person at all. So,
I forgot about that.
And it was just a dumb show, and like
Yeah.
I mean,
It
how
is a
long did it
dumb
last?
show. Yeah.
I think it went a couple seasons. I don't know if it's still on or not. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't
But-
remember.
Yeah,
either.
there's a lot of shows like that Jane Lynch usually hosts. I'm like,
Yeah,
what
right.
is this?
Well, this one
Family
was
Fun
weird
Night?
because the host was Mike Myers, but it wasn't as himself. He was playing a character, like
yes,
this old British
I
comedian.
remember.
Wow,
I forgot about
that doesn't sound like a terrible premise.
It was dumb. Like, and the people I was like, I'm just gonna go for it. Fuck it.
Do it.
The people I was working with just thought it was like this amazing thing. It was like, but like on the show, I was the stuck-up scripted guy because that's the only like non-scripted show I've ever done, and it's the only non-scripted show I will ever do. I will never ever do that again. Just because I don't want to put anybody down that works on that because a lot of people do it, but I did not like how a lot of things were done, and I won't name the company that did it, but they've done anyway. Not good.
Viacom. Just kidding.
Huh?
It's
No, it was like where I worked did all the editorial.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys about that off
Cool
camera.
office though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the office is cool, but it was just like, but yeah, they all called me the stuck-up scripted guy because I just complained about everything.
You want some all their ideas.
You want
Did
a
you have a mini
script?
gong, and you're like, here, let me tell you what I think about this.
I wish I would have.
Gong.
Or it'd be small though, so it'd be like, "Boing."
Just an annoying
But-
little gong.
I mean, some of the Mike Myers stuff was funny, but it was just, I don't know. It was just like, really?
Yeah, it wasn't quite taken far enough, so I think people were like, what do we like? As an audience, you kind of go, oh, it's kind of funny, but I don't know. Like, what I would have plugged in was Dana Gould has, I guess for years, been doing like this Dr. Zaius impression. And that's like enough layers that's kind of funny. He's got the makeup on. He looks just like the classic Dr. Zaius from the Planet of the Apes movies. And he has all these old Hollywood stories that he makes up. And so it's like, that's kind of enough of a funny, weird thing where you go, okay, sure. Now let's do the Gong Show with Dr. Zaius. Sure. But yeah, Mike Myers has a new character that you're like, yeah,
Well,
it
like,
was a little weird.
The funny
You're like,
thing about
you're not
it,
British. I know your parents were, but you're not.
Right.
yeah. Well, like the funny thing about it is the first season, they were trying to conceal the fact that it was Mike Myers.
Oh wow.
Like they
Right.
told us in the office that like we were not supposed to talk about it, like that it was Mike Myers. They were trying, and I was like,
If you see him, you must refer
Yeah.
to him as his character's name. Did they go that far?
oh yeah, no, they totally
Did they?
like when he was in makeup. I remember when I first started the show, they did a makeup test, and they basically had him come in a back door because they put him in makeup because he was not supposed to be seen without the makeup, so they would hide him, bring him in. It was like a whole thing.
Wow.
It's like,
Come in my back door.
like but it was like, really, guys,
Oh,
really?
That's
like-
over the top.
I don't understand what the problem is. Like, this is Mike Meyer doing a character, like, because Mike Meyer was funny once upon a time.
And he's
can
and
be
he's
funny. It's
good.
like-
He's solid, and he plays great character. But that's the thing about Mike Myers, though, is that unless he's going over the top, it's hard to tell because he can play the character like his Inglourious Bastards type character, where it's just a character, and so it's not crazy or over the top. So unless he did that, it's kind of hard to be like, is there a joke here? Like, am I supposed to be laughing at the character, or is the situation funny? I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be enjoying here.
And that character that he played, yeah, I think it was a hard entry point. It wasn't a real generalistic thing where people went, oh, okay, we get what we're...
A hard entry
Yeah.
point. He had to
Yeah.
come in the backside.
yeah.
See, the only thing I remember about his scene in Glorious Bastards is Make it be a good chap. Balls in the globe.
Yeah,
I'm like, I want a globe bar.
yeah. Get one of those.
Yeah.
That's a good scene. It's Michael
Oh, you played a
Fassbender's
British
first scene.
guy?
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
He played like I don't know if it was a
weird.
British general, but like he was filling
Little
in
mustache.
Fassbender's character about. I need to watch that movie. That's a damn perfect movie.
Yeah, yeah. It's real good. It's not on the
I've only
Netflix, but
seen
Django
it.
is. I don't get that.
3 times. No, I've seen it.
Then I
I've seen
watched
it one
Django.
time.
I'm like, fuck, this is a good movie.
Uh huh.
God
It's always-
damn, it's a good movie.
You haven't seen Django, bro?
I
What?
haven't yet.
You
Yeah,
should.
it's on the Netflix.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's between that and Inglourious Bastards always. But then we all know how I feel about his most recent opus. That might be the best thing he's ever done. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I
It's
mean,
so
it's-
good.
I think so, maybe. But then, like, I watched Kill Bill again recently. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh my god, this
Yeah.
thing is amazing.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
And that's right when it all kind of turned. I mean, obviously, Pulp Fiction was fantastic, and obviously, even Jackie Brown was wonderful. But there was a very clear tip in sort of his style, and I think just the production value changed just a
He
little
clearly
bit.
got more money.
Yeah.
After Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, exactly. Where Kill Bill just kind of changed it all up. I love Jackie Brown though, man. That's a dang good movie, even though
I've only seen that one once.
he wrote it, but it was an adaptation. But it's
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah, it's worth watching for Robert Forster. He's just remarkable in that movie. So
But yeah, we watched now that I watched Django again within the last couple of months, and like
Mm-hmm.
the whole time I can barely. I do this thing when I watch a movie that I really like. I have a hard time sitting still,
mhm.
and that's like at least 2 hours of Django. I'm like, oh my god.
yeah, just shifting. I mean,
Yeah.
Leo is just so good in it too, and he doesn't show up until you're about an hour in, and
Yeah.
so by the time you're an hour in, you forget that he's in the movie, and then suddenly he shows up, and you're like, wow, it's like, it's so good. We should maybe do that for a show because Eric, then you can watch it, and
It's a good movie. It's
Mm-hmm.
a really good movie.
yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. He's good at what he does. It's been all documentaries for me lately. Watch the Tina Turner documentary on
I want to
HBO.
watch that. Is that good?
So good.
Is it?
Finally, HBO hit one. Like HBO's been kind of pissing me off lately because their documentaries have been all just like the Tiger one was just garbage, and just a few things were just like, come on, like this is just bad. It's really, really good. It's
It looked good. I watched. We were watching something else. And I saw the trailer. I'm like,
mhm.
I'm not so into Tina Turner, but it looks like a solid doc.
Yeah.
But I love
Yeah.
docs, but
I mean, God, being
Was
famous.
it simply the best?
Yeah,
Or
yes.
just
Better than all the rest.
I
Better
don't
than
know.
anyone.
is it? I don't know if it's HBO Max, but they keep like push every time I go into HBO Max or whichever app it is. I've got like 5 of the damn things pushing the Billie Eilish documentary. I'm like,
That's
I
Apple.
don't want to. Is it Apple?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to watch that.
No, it's not. Yeah, no, it's too much on. We were gonna give it a try, and yeah, it was about 12 minutes in, and it was just like, do I want to like listen to a 19-year-old talk about mental health? I really do not right now.
Yeah.
So, just
you didn't.
no. I'm sorry. Tell me more about how sad you are with all that money.
Yeah.
Please tell me more about how rough
How
it
it
is.
just started becoming hard to be a human a couple years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that one went out although the Audrey Hepburn documentary, don't bother with that one.
Really?
You'd think it would be good, and it's just real boring.
Just not.
No, it doesn't really do much. It's pretty boring.
I'm blown
bland.
away that they had Jim Carrey play her. in all these reenactments.
No, it was Mike Myers.
that was a
See, that's how
non-choice.
good Mike Myers was in this
Mike Myers as
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey as
Well, but the
What
thing
was,
is,
that was my joke with what was that the Fox News Rupert Murdoch movie of like the scandal stuff.
oh
And, I
yeah,
think John Lithgow
Bombshell.
played
yeah,
Roger Ayers
Yeah.
rather, and I was like, wow, Christian Bale really looks amazing as John Lithgow as Ayers.
Speaking of Christian Bale playing a fat dude, did you guys watch Vice?
Yeah,
It's really good.
it's really good. Really
Yeah.
good one. Yeah. If Eric, if all of these directors also made a cartoon version of all their movies, would you watch it then? Would you watch them right out the gate?
Odds would go up like quite a bit.
Like, have you seen A Scanner Darkly?
Nah,
Oh, okay. I was
because
gonna say-
that's like that's the one where they didn't rotoscope, but it was essentially they
yeah,
animated
just
the live
posterized
footage,
everything.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That because so if Django was a cartoon, odds are higher.
And
Yeah,
Beast Boy from
Yeah. and Gong
yeah,
Show.
if the Teen Titans
There you go.
Teen
did
Titans go.
Yeah.
Django Unchained.
All right. Yeah, I just saw the trailer for Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah, is that Jupiter Ascending or Jupiter Right? Is that a
No,
sequel to that?
it's
Nah.
it's Mark Miller's comic book, Jupiter's Legacy. A totally different thing. Yeah, but
don't think
look,
Jupiter's
the
Ascending
trailer was
well.
fantastic.
I clicked on it and there was an error, and then I never went back to it.
Oh,
Today I've been seeing all these ads for the HBO Max show Made for Love.
oh
I
yeah.
watched the pilot today.
And
I will not be watching the second episode.
okay, what was the major failing for you?
It was just just not a lot of story. I don't know. It was just so sporadic. It was, pilots a lot of times can be rough, even on a show that ends up being really good.
Hmm.
But this one, it just had no direction. I see what they were trying to do, but it was just convoluted and weird. And
But I mean, but the thing is, like, is the pilot problem still a problem with OTT anymore? Like, are shows still being made off of the pilot for HBO and Netflix?
No,
or
I
are
don't
they
think
getting
so.
are they just getting like full orders and then they just make
Green
the whole
light,
season?
yeah.
I don't really know how it's working nowadays, because that's the thing, like, because that's the thing, like, why can't the pilot be better if they already know where the show is going? It seems like it should be a little bit
Yeah.
more intriguing.
because it's supposed to be a funny show. Because one of the things is like, I'm just gonna some spoilers. So it opens with the chick that's supposed to have the implant in her head, but apparently she doesn't know it. Is her husband, who is, I guess, is the mastermind, is going down on her, and she has an orgasm. And then the running joke throughout the episode is like she's like trying to play a video game on her TV, and then it keeps saying, you need to rate your orgasm from this morning. And then they have a guy from the company come in and is like, you rated your orgasm at 5 stars, are you sure? And it's just like it's trying to be funny and like some dark humor and a little tongue in cheek, and it's all just so forced and horrible.
Mm-hmm. That's
And I
not
was
good.
just like, yeah. And I watched it, and the second episode started playing. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna give one more. And then like 5 minutes, and I was like, nope, not doing it. Because like, and then at the end, like she because the whole thing is like she escapes because her husband is crazy, and goes to her father's house, which is like an hour away, and he's in bed with a sex doll. And it's just like,
Like you do.
yeah.
Well, yeah, it's HBO hitting the sex hard up front, like they do.
Yeah, it's just not.
Where
it's
you're like,
oh,
oh,
it's
you
not
can get to
working.
season or episode 4, and then they'll lay off, and you'll maybe
Yeah.
get a sense.
But it's
of
like,
what
we're
they're gonna be.
HBO,
That's
we can
true.
show boobs, so
That's
we're
true.
gonna do it.
It's kind of what
Yeah.
Game of Thrones was, right?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah. Any early
Early.
show that wants to do that could have sex. HBO's like, boom,
Yeah.
push it up. Yeah, it opens with cunnilingus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of trailers, did you see the new Suicide Squad movie trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
What is going on? What is happening? It
Well,
was
it's
like
James Gunn.
I was just like so. Again, it was the same thing. Whereas, like, we'll touch on it next week when we talk about Justice League. But it's like, how can Marvel just kill it? And I don't even want to watch the movie because the trailer was so awful for Suicide Squad. I had no idea what was happening. The pacing was unbelievably bad. I just didn't even know what was going on the whole time. I was like, why is this shark talking? What is happening? It didn't make any sense. I hated it. I was like, I'm not watching this movie. This looks terrible.
Again, I feel horrible for why can't I think of her name? Who always plays Harley Quinn?
Oh yeah, Margot Robbie.
No, she's fine.
Yeah, I feel so horrible for her because I think if they would get a freaking director and a freaking script for her to play Margot Robbie, I think it'd be or to play Harley Quinn.
Could be great.
I think it'd be great, but it's just like
And change her voice.
Yeah, you don't like it?
Less of that voice that she does.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's
I
the
was
Wolf
just
of
like-
Wall Street voice.
yeah. I just like, come on, man. Like she's a really talented actor and can do Harley Quinn. You could tell like her doing it is in there, but it's just like, just give her a freaking script, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even know what was going on. And the pacing was but it was terrible because because love Idris Elba, obviously. And it was just like, ugh, why is this the superhero movie that we've got him in? Like, this guy should be James Bond. He should be in a legit movie. It's how I feel about like the a lot of actors who are in the Warner Brothers DC world. It's just like, you're way too good for this garbage.
It's like, why is this one that they were able to talk him into it?
Yeah.
Why was the Suicide Squad the one he's finally like, you know what? Fine, I'll do it.
Yeah.
But there's something about, like when I saw this, I went, is he hard up to get roles or does he want to do this type of stuff?
I mean, it's got to be.
I kind of feel like he's had enough of a career of this type of stuff too. I'm like, maybe he got typecast into crap, but maybe he likes doing this.
I think just when you're
know.
at a point where it's like the money makes sense, the schedule fits in, you just go for it, you know. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I'd hold out for. I mean, in theory, you could still play Superman or Batman or something because those roles are just going to continually get booted, and so there's always going to be a chance.
DC, you could probably. I wouldn't be surprised if they'll have three Bat fellows.
Yeah,
well, yeah,
all
they've
playing
already
Batman
said
at the same time.
Simultaneously.
Yeah,
Robert Pattinson's Batman, Robert Pattinson is in Earth 2, so it's like it's a different universe, so that's
Totally
how they're
different, right.
justifying.
Gotcha.
So, but you cannot tell me, like, I refuse to believe that if Idris Elba actually wanted to play James Bond, they wouldn't go, absolutely.
Well, that's the thing. I think it was just a fan trailer that someone put out, or maybe it was like a story that it was going to be Tom Hardy, which is fine. I love Tom Hardy. I think it's great, but it's just so time for a not white James Bond. Like, let's just do it. And Idris Elba is the perfect person for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think there's any reason why, if he wanted to do it, he couldn't be James Bond tomorrow. That'd be amazing.
I feel like, I would not be surprised if there's been like an open invitation to him. Like, if he said no, it was like, okay, if you ever change your mind, all you got to do is call us.
Well, there was
You're
one
James
of the
Bond.
producers had a flub and said, he reads too street. And it was like, oh, boy.
Nice.
But then that's when they have, what's his name? Daniel Craig. Who looks like a guy getting fights on the docks. It's like, what are you talking about? Street. Daniel Craig looks way more street than Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Well, and that was the whole point of, because James Bond's character in the whole Daniel Craig universe is he's kind of like, he's an orphan and he's a nobody and he kind of grew up on the streets. Like, that was kind of his thing. So,
Yeah, he's a rougher,
racist.
more tumbler. Yeah, it was just a racist.
You can take the racist out of Racistville, but you can't take the
Now,
Racistville out of the racist.
The one thing that I guess I think you could argue is that, because how old is he now? That's, I think, the one thing where it's like, when you get a new Bond, what age do you want that Bond to be?
Yeah.
And I don't know what, like, Pierce Brosnan wasn't young when they got him.
Well, Sean Connery wasn't young either.
Yeah.
He was originally.
Yeah,
Maybe.
well,
Yeah,
but
way back when.
he eventually played Bond when he's like 70.
Well, but that was like that weird one.
That was like that one weird, like, he came back for one movie.
I think he was still in his 40s though when he was playing James Bond.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
don't think he was young.
My argument is, I've heard a couple people say, I don't think Idris Elba can pull off Bond. I'm like, you should watch Luther.
I don't even know what that
Absolutely.
means.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
And
like,
also, have
be
you
perfect.
seen most Bond movies? They're
Yeah.
really stupid. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's not. I feel like we all hold, and like, granted, some of these newer ones, a couple of them have been good, and felt maybe of consequence, but it's like, it's just Bond movies. They're really dumb.
Mm-hmm.
They don't age well. It's okay.
Yeah. All the
Yeah.
technology themselves is what dates them horribly.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, and even the Daniel Craig ones, some of the tech at times, you're like, oh yeah, we don't do flip phones anymore, so that's dumb.
Yeah. And
Moving
Daniel
on.
Craig, I really had to warm up to him as Bond. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like the first two, I was like, nah, not seeing it.
Mm-hmm. I liked
And
it.
then, huh?
I liked him.
Yeah, I like
right
it.
out the gate.
I like it. I liked it. I like it now, but
Mm.
originally when I first saw him, I'm like, nah,
Mhm.
not doing it for me. But I just feel like at least in Casino Royale, he had what's his face.
Mads.
Yeah, Mads like
Mhm.
overshadowing him.
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsenbergs.
But yeah,
Is it Mikkelsen?
Mickelson, yeah.
Mikkelsen.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Who's the? Oh, so are you guys watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched the first three.
Okay. Yeah, and the guy who plays
dig it.
Zemo, in that
Daniel
scene, he's sort of like dancing a little bit, and someone put together like an hour and 10-minute emo or like EDM loop, and it's just EDM music and him dancing. It's like the 3 camera angles of him dancing that they just put on a loop. It's pretty great. And he's just kind of doing this little thing.
Because of course someone did that.
Yeah. I think that show is
Yeah.
fantastic. I like it a
I
lot.
love
It's
it. It's really-
definitely got me interested
Mhm.
because I went into this one with zero interest, like
Mhm.
straight up. I was like, okay, I'll watch Boringo and Falcon, the winter snoozer. But two, I think them bringing in Zemo, I think they kind of knew. They're like, these characters haven't really seemed super interesting, and like Anthony Mackie, I think as a person is interesting, but his characters
He's
kind
always
of
a sidekick.
reserved. Yeah, he's a sidekick, and then Bucky is just Mr. like, I'm
Mr.
I'm
Broody.
angry and I don't say nothing.
Yeah.
I like Sebastian
yeah, so
Stan.
they had
though.
work.
Mhm.
Oh, I like him, but
Yeah.
again, I'm just talking about the characters.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think Falcon's cool when he flies. I think it's dopey looking.
Yeah.
Even
It's
when
weird,
he's
isn't
doing
it?
really cool shit, I'm still like, can you just put an Iron Man suit on?
Yeah.
Just get rid of these stupid wings.
Yeah.
Because the glasses kill me. He's always got some
yeah,
kind
the
of
goggles are
red
stupid.
goggles. I hate it. Yeah.
Like
Just
they're
give him an Iron Man
trying,
suit.
and it's just like, nope.
Yeah.
At the basement, the foundation was wrong. I don't care what you put above that foundation. You can make it 3 floors of something, but
Yeah.
it's still wings and goggles.
I will say I'm like, they've kind of made this like not a buddy cop show, but they've like clearly buddy cop with those two.
Mhm.
Right.
Like, I like the show. It's working. It's working.
No,
for
it
me.
is. It's a good show, and I like whatever the Walker guy, the new Cap, him.
Yeah.
Seeming like, okay, he's a little different. How different is he going to end up? And Zemo, bringing in Zemo is good.
That was a
Yeah.
really smart
and
choice.
that's and having them all kind of work together is
Yeah.
And one thing I'm really impressed / happy with that and WandaVision was that I'm happy that they're not suddenly doing this doing those on a TV budget versus their movie budget.
Yeah. Yeah, for
it's
sure.
still the look and feel and the effects still fit very well into the movies.
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So because obviously I feel like you're gonna have to have watched at least Falcon and Winter Soldier before the next Avengers movie or whatever,
Mhm.
because clearly they're gonna tie it in. Oh hey, you can see Natalie back there.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like they're also that Madripoor place that they were in for this 3rd episode is apparent. So Wolverine in one of the timelines was with some lady who owned a bar in Madripoor, and so there's like this little Easter egg where you see the sign for the bar as they're walking through, and so possibly teasing the possibility of some sort of X-Men tie-in now that the X-Men are officially Marvel again. And so that could be interesting. But I really like, so this was like the era when I got into Marvel, was around the time that like Cap was kind of dead and US Agent was Captain America at the time. And so US Agent was sort of like, he was the super soldier and sort of thing, but he was super unhinged at times and, you know, was kind of dangerous. And, you know, they had a moment where Captain America, the John Walker version of him, you know, shoots a guy with a gun. And it's just like, oh, that's not very, you know, Captain America like. Well, that's why US Agent became US Agent, because they were just like, he's probably not quite Captain America sort of thing. So I'm curious if they're going to follow those those comic book storylines or not. But I like it. I think it's a super cool show. The budget's clearly on point from, you know, Marvel movie budget instead of TV budget.
Yeah,
so
sure.
it's working. I like
And
it.
what's her name? Bringing her back. Carter.
Yeah.
Niece.
Which I didn't even remember that part. They
didn't
said
either.
something like, "Remember we were on the run last time we had the shield?" And I was like, "I don't remember. Tell me more, because I don't
Yeah, I was
remember
like-
any of this."
Oh, is that like? I think it's all in Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I remember a bunch about Civil War, but then I forget that part after they get
Yeah.
caught. Or is it a different movie? Because yeah, there's like Tony goes to the prison that's in the ocean, and they're all in cells. Remember this?
Nope.
And I'm like,
I
that's
remember
towards
that.
the end, I think, of Civil War.
Okay.
But I don't know how that much happens.
Was it the end of Civil War, or was it before Civil War?
I think it's definitely during Civil War.
Well, I'll let you know, because we're going
because
through
that's
them
when they
again.
break the
The what?
accord. No,
Yeah.
is that when the accords happen? I don't remember.
Tell me more.
Go watch. You're watching the 70 movies. You can tell
Yeah.
us in 5 years when
Well,
you get there.
but we got a nice Wakanda tie-in, so that was a nice way to end the
Yes.
episode. So we might see a little bit of a tie-in to the next Black Panther movie, which I think is also a possibility.
Whatever they're doing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like watching WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'm like, okay, I gotta rewatch all these damn Marvel movies.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's 10 years, man. 10 years of history that you got to comb through. Well, like watching WandaVision, I think it was episode 3 maybe, where somebody says something to Wanda about her brother dying. And I was like, I'm like Gandalf in Moria. Like, I have no memory of this. I have no idea what they're talking about. So I had to go into Wikipedia and find out. It's like, oh yeah, he was in one movie.
Quicksilver.
Well,
He died for, that was it. Was it Ultron?
guy
Was all he was in?
it was Age of Ultron. Well, because the line was like, I remember it when I was killed by Ultron.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like the only reason it was weird is because I forgot there was a different Quicksilver in the MCU versus in X-Men.
Right.
And we had the X-Men version in WandaVision. And it's like, what?
Oh, wow.
Which was trying to get people to think, oh, they're bringing in those
Yeah.
X-Men.
This is
And then it was like, or not.
total red herring for the
same.
audience.
Was there a Wolverine in those X-Men movies? Was it Hugh Jackman?
Yeah. There's only ever been Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Because that was like
Yeah.
the Days of Future Past, and that was the sequel to the First Class.
But weren't those
Yeah,
They
all
had the
Fox?
First Class one. Yeah, that was all Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that was after they made X-Men 3 and they let Ratner do it. Like, okay, we can't make any X-Men movies. We're going to make more X-Men movies, but we're going to ignore X-Men 3 and parts of X-Men 2 and do
Right.
the First Class and Days of Future Past. And
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, because two, it's like it's
Too much.
X-Men, so the timelines and realities, it's
yeah.
Yeah. It's
That's what they
wacky,
did.
man.
yeah.
It's wacky.
I like that Days of Future Past. That was fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, those were
Wacky.
good. The First Class and Days of Future Past.
Apocalypse.
Now, which is the one that's where Jean Grey turns into the Phoenix?
Phoenix.
Is it called Phoenix?
Is it?
I think it's on
The
HBO.
Phoenix Rising.
Phoenix. I think it's
Phoenix Verizon.
Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix.
Dark
Yeah.
Phoenix, yes.
So I was thinking about watching that, but I just don't know if my brain can handle more Marvel universes.
It's
it.
I think a lot of people, like the fans that love whatever the comic version, were like, this movie. But for what they had, I think it was good. But I think I've said this: Jessica Chastain is a cardboard box in that movie.
Was her character kind of a cardboard box, or
Yeah,
She
she's
literally
kinda
just
doing
a cardboard cutout.
yeah? Is it a
Yeah,
is it a
pretty
cereal
much.
box?
And
Is it
then,
there?
they just someone carried around a cutout of her, and then they just animated the mouth like the old Conan.
Just squeeze it through. Yeah,
It's Robert Smigel.
yeah, playing Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hello! I'm an alien. No, I'm not.
I've tried to watch Apocalypse like 3 times and I always fall asleep, so I haven't even attempted Dark
I
Phoenix.
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
like
I
a
liked
garbage
that one.
movie, but I can't remember if I loved it.
That's the one's got Olivia Munn, right? She plays what's her name?
Yes.
Psylocke in that one, right?
Lilacs.
Mylanta.
My Lanza.
Oof, but there's just a lot. There's so. I mean, now you got.
That's a thick movie. There's a
'Cause
lot of stuff.
I never
And then-
saw. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Oscar Isaac
There it is.
Right.
playing Apocalypse.
He's
Yeah.
under so much makeup. He's just like, oh, why did I agree to this?
It reminds me
So I
of.
feel like every line he said was just like, why did I do this?
It was like Howie Mandel in that Monsters movie. That's what he reminded me of. Like all purple and just kind of like stuck, bad teeth, like the whole 9 yards. Yeah, that was brutal. I liked that movie though. I think I liked it. I don't remember. There's just too many things.
It's wacky.
Yeah, can't even think
Yeah,
about it.
it's long.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh.
it's not great.
might have to.
If I'm remembering.
I don't know. I don't even know what's next. Because so we watched Iron Man and Iron Man 2. So what's after that? Captain America?
Yeah, I think so. Or Thor. Maybe Thor is before. I can't remember.
Maybe. Is that one necessary? Is Thor necessary?
If you're gonna choose Thor movies, I think you do 1 and 3.
Yeah.
I think you can
can
skip
skip Dark
2
World.
and just say, oh, because Ragnarok kind of does a summation. Straight up, I think Taika Waititi was like, no one liked that second movie, so we're
Yeah.
gonna do this little play within a play.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
God, he
Because
did
like,
that, yeah.
yeah, that's right. Because I never saw Dark World,
with
so when I
Matt
watched
Damon.
Ragnarok, yeah,
It's pretty Dark World's
As
pretty bad.
Loki.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Matt Damon. Oh, that's great.
And I totally missed, but it was Sam Neill played Odin.
Oh yeah,
In
yeah.
that,
The funny thing
I
about
think the brother played Thor, the other brother
Yeah, the other brother. Yeah,
from the same mother,
not Liam, the other guy,
Frankie.
the chubby one.
the third what's his face?
He was in Westworld, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing about the like anytime Loki's involved, whenever he double crosses, everyone's like, "Damn you, Loki!" I'm like, "Did you guys not see that coming?"
Yeah.
That's literally what Loki does.
What did you expect? Did you see the trailer for that for the new show?
I did not watch it yet.
Yeah,
I need to.
check it out.
Does it look cool?
It's looking like it's going to be the blend between WandaVision and Winter Soldier. Like it's that.
Right.
It's weird.
Wackiness.
And Owen Wilson's in it. It's wacky, but then
Owen
it's
Wilson
got
still has
some
a career?
action. Yeah, apparently he's got a mustache too. But the trailer's fantastic.
Is it?
Oh,
I'll have to watch it.
Oh
I
wow,
always like Tom
Loki.
Hiddleston.
Yeah, me too.
He could be another Bond,
He could be Bond. Yeah.
Definitely
make a great Bond.
He should be
but he's
maybe
Loki,
not a villain.
so.
Yeah, it's like a Bond villain. He could be. Yeah, he's a great Loki, and he loves playing Loki.
Yeah.
Dude will just dress up as Loki to stuff.
You gotta like really love the character you're playing to do these shows too, man. That's one thing to do like a 45, 60-day shoot as somebody, but then to commit to 3 months or whatever of playing the character every day. It's like that's a lot of love. For
Well, the paycheck probably doesn't hurt.
no, I don't think anyone's complaining about getting paid. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to bring up. It was like the Falcon first episode. It was nice to see the Cheeds, see old Don Cheadle in that first episode of
yeah.
Falcon. So I was like, oh yes, I hope that there's some War Machine at some point in time.
There's Iron Wars, I think he's going to be in. That's coming, I don't know, 2020.
Like a show or a movie?
It's a good question. I think a show.
Tell
but
me.
I have no idea what's a show.
We'll
versus
figure it
what's
out.
A movie anymore.
I know when the Loki trailer happened, I was like, this is going to be a great movie. And it was like, new series coming soon. I was like, what?
What?
How
Yeah.
are you doing this? Like, where's all this money coming from? Because
Right.
I can tell you the parks haven't been open. So what's going on? Yeah. You guys must, and I know, and their stock's down. So I'm not sure where all this cash is coming from. But we'll see.
Well, I mean, how much
And I
cash do they still have?
A lot.
I don't
They're
know
fine.
if Disney Plus has been the moneymaker they thought it would be since they waited a year and a half to start having Avengers shows on there, which
Yeah.
was one of the big draws.
Well, The Mandalorian helped out. That
That's
helped
true.
out a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, they had that at launch.
And then also, I think just putting everything on there.
That's true. Yeah,
Like, I love the app. The app's fantastic. I think that it would be cool if they kind of like gave it a little bit of a Netflix punch up. But it's cool how they've got it separated. Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars. Like, it's just crazy. It's like, wow, I can watch literally anything on Earth right now that I want to watch. It's amazing.
I just feel like now that they launched it with WandaVision. Now, as soon as one of their shows wraps up, there's gonna be another Avengers show. Like, so I'm assuming as soon as Falcon and Winter Soldier's done, that's when the Loki one will start.
Yeah, it's like maybe a week or two in between
Yeah.
all of them. Because what's that? June? I think it's June.
I think
early
so.
June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a great move and just bold and cool to start with WandaVision. Because starting with Falcon would have made more sense because that's like what everyone knows is Marvel movies. And they didn't. And I thought that was like a great idea.
I loved WandaVision.
I still got to get in there and watch that.
I loved it
So
too.
much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
I have to check it. It was a slog though. The first 3 episodes were a real slog.
Well,
Because I hate that style of show.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
That
a
was the
really
divider, for
yeah, I
sure.
really hate 50s, 60s, 70s like comedy TV shows. Like just hate it. And I don't know what it is about the feel. So it was a slog to get through them where I'm like, I know it's going somewhere. I know there's a purpose here. I know that's happening. But it was so on point to the type of show that I hate. I was like, all right, you're nailing it, but
You're
I don't
doing
like
such
it.
a great job at
Yeah.
a thing I don't want.
They
Yeah.
definitely slow played it for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A little too slow to a certain extent, but
I have another friend I think was the same. He's just like, this is all, toppings. Like it's all
I liked
sprinkles on top of a thing. You don't need anything. I was like, no, I love it. I could have just the sprinkles. But then I think I sent him because he also loves Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So I just sent him a Once Upon a Time gift. And he's like, yeah, that's what he said. He's like, yeah, that movie's all sprinkles, and I love it.
right. I love sprinkles. Talking about
Now I want a
cupcakes, right?
Now I want a donut.
Mm-hmm. Sounds delicious. There's
I
an
think I've had a
amazing.
donut in a long time. Like a
You
long
have to
time.
spend at least a day.
It's been at least an afternoon.
I bet I haven't had a donut in like a year, at least.
It's been a while for me.
I took a giant break from donuts.
Yeah. There's a nice donut place right around Sarah's house, so I've picked them up every now and then, and they are delicious. So good. So
Don't even get you started on them.
don't not even get me started. Ugh. Just threw up. One more before we wrap it up. Did you guys watch the QAnon documentary?
They've started.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode and I was embarrassed and I wanted to throw up and take a shower all at the same time.
Mhm.
And I was like, because Natalie was like, wanted to watch it. I'm like, I can't do it. These people are so fucking stupid.
You should do it because it's not gonna help. You're still gonna be mad at how stupid people are. But dude, it's bonkers.
Yeah, but I was
Yeah.
actually thinking today, like, because on the post you mentioned, I was like,
Mhm.
I should probably just watch it, and
Yeah.
I just like, but it just makes me like, I was watching it just like getting angry, like shaking and red faced, like just like, are you
Yeah.
fucking serious?
It's not a very good documentary in sense of like filmmaking, you know. There's nothing stylistic about it. It's of its kind in terms of how those kinds of documentaries are made. You know, the director inserts himself into the center of the story, and so there's a lot of those things that are just the kind of doc that I don't necessarily gravitate towards. But as far as kind of how it unfolds, and then just kind of how fresh the Capitol thing is and everything still is in our minds, once you get to the end, it's just like, wow, really? Okay. It's like,
Is it over? Has it all?
Yeah, all 6. Yeah, the last one came out on Sunday, so definitely worth
I'll finish
worth a
it.
peek. Yeah, worth taking a look at.
It's I watched like a CNN thing that they did about it, but that one was just different. I don't know, something about that one was like, maybe it was South Park made fun of them with their vaccination special, but something about it, I was like, I kind of get the fun in it. Like if you're want to be susceptible to it, to be like, you know, going down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And I can see how people of different ilks, like religious people, people into revelations, people into all these different things, kind of get sucked right into it.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
It's a fun little club in this cyber world we live in.
It's a club for people who are victimizing themselves for no reason, who are trying to marginalize themselves because of something they believe in. It's like, once you guys watch it, if you guys watch it, we'll have a whole thing. We should talk about it because it's like,
yeah, I'll finish it.
Yeah.
That I'll do.
I'll finish it.
Yeah. It's so interesting. But yeah, definitely worth it.
The main title was cool.
Yeah. Right. That main title is super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, really cool. Very, I don't know. Just, it was like, yeah, it was just really cool. I watched it.
Blue pill, red pill thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Into the rabbit and the snake around Washington and all that. It was cool. But had to make up for the shitty filmmaking. You know, it was just like, half the time I was like, what side of the camera are you on? Like, it was almost like he was sitting in between the two cameras. And so, because I couldn't tell where their eye line was, I was like, what are you looking at? What is going on? Are you looking at I can't, yeah. There was some of that stuff where I was like, wow, okay, dude. I mean, but it makes me think, all right, well, I guess selling to HBO, they don't care if you cross the line in every interview, so that's good.
Subject material is provocative enough.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Yeah. Doesn't
and
really
it's
matter.
that moment, because like, who knows how many more legs the QAnon thing has? Maybe a bunch, but it's probably going to morph into a new thing.
Yeah, it'll become a new thing in 2 or 3 years. You know, some kind of something will
We start
emerge.
thinking about the 2024 election.
So, and the next one is 24. Yeah.
Is there an Olympics? Sorry, not to start that.
Yeah.
Is the Olympics still happening?
It
Yeah.
was supposed to be last year.
Right.
Yeah.
But then it's like, is it still happening this year?
They're doing it this year. Yeah. They're just not going to have any fans. Or sorry, they're not going to have any international fans. So it'll just be people from Japan can come and watch the stuff. So yeah, which Summer Olympics, who cares? I mean, Olympics in general, who cares? I mean, what do you want to watch? Diving, maybe. Watch the diving. Which is like, why is that even an Olympic sport?
Is
It's
that a thing that I
jumping
would
into the
be
water.
like, ooh, I want to go and pay a ton of money. Well, because it was going to be in Boston, one of them.
Oh yeah.
And then Boston was like, no. So LA grabbed it again.
I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm not a gigantic sports guy, but like whenever the Olympics are on, I can't like peel my eyes away from the TV.
Well, it's fun because it's like a world event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's every 4 years, it's enough of a thing, or every 2 years, I guess.
The soccer's fun. Love the soccer.
No, soccer's not fun. Stop
It
it.
is fun. I love.
It's not.
I
Stop
love
it.
World Cup. World Cup's
Stop
wonderful.
it.
I
Hey,
don't
come
know
on,
if I go
Formula
for
One.
World Cup, I would go in for like Premier League or
Sure.
those leagues where the guys have been with their teams and the pressure is lower. I
Yeah.
think that's good.
Yeah. No, World Cup soccer is a really good time. I love it. Yeah.
I feel like they're just too stressed out. And they
I mean, I
flip
like
it.
Ted Lasso.
Yeah. Ted Lasso's a great show. Yeah. Makes you love soccer. Have you watched the new season of Drive to Survive yet?
Duh.
Yeah.
Like 3 times.
Really? That's funny.
Like I watched it like for real the first time, and then it's like, it's kind of like an easy to throw on if I'm like doing something else.
Yeah.
That background noise.
Just have it on back
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Formula One.
Yeah.
I bet if
Netflix one.
you really committed to the World Cup the next time around, it'll grab you like Formula One does. Something about that nationalism. It's like the one time that you can kind of just be a little bit racist. It's just like just a little bit. It's just like I want to love my country. Actually, what I end up doing is like obviously USA is fun, but it's actually really fun to just like pick one too. It's like I want to be England this year or Ivory Coast or whatever. Like pick a team and just really pull for them. It's fun. Because it's like it's the one time too where like even more than the Olympics, I think you get to be just like all about the country is what matters. It's not like a team; it's like a country, and it's kind of fun. It's just it's enjoyable.
Right. Yeah. Just a different feel to it.
Yeah.
Taps into our tribalism.
Yeah, a little bit.
How often is the World Cup? Every 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
32? Yeah. I worked with a guy. I don't know if it's the last time I had the World Cup or the time before that. It's probably the last time and he was from I forget where he's from, but he really like France was his team. Like, and I was working with him.
They won. Did they win the last one or 2 times
I
ago?
don't remember.
I don't know,
they
but
won
I just know
recently.
like
2 times ago, yeah.
he would come to work, but then he did nothing but watch the World Cup. He was an editor. And how long does the World Cup run? Like
It's like 7 weeks or something. It's like something
like-
ridiculous. Yeah.
I remember he watched it on his laptop, and that's literally all the dude did. Like I was like, why do you even show up?
Yeah. Why bother?
He didn't do a bit of work, but just watched the World Cup the entire freaking time.
Yeah. That's a lot. Yeah.
Which I mean, I get it because on race weekends, free practice is on Friday. So regardless, I have work to do. There's 2 hours of practice to watch, and then I gotta watch free practice 3 and qualifying on Saturday, and then I get up at stupid ass times in the morning to watch the race. Like
Nice.
the 1-2 weeks ago, thankfully, our time started at 8 a.m., so I didn't have to get up super early.
Even
on a
better.
Sunday.
What was last week's?
It was in Bahrain, but it was a night race, so that's why it was 8 a.m. here.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
But next we're in is in Italy, so I think I'm gonna have to get up early.
Well.
Yeah. Oh well.
One of the YouTube channels that I watch every now and then, the dude just bought it's the 2005 Ford GT that they made to look exactly like the GT that won the Shelby
Le Mans.
GT. Yeah, the one in Le Mans.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool looking car. I mean, it's unfortunate that it's 2005 because there was nothing cool about 2005 like ever at all.
Yeah.
Not even a bit. But the car's cool. The exterior is cool. The interior is garbage, but yeah, the rest of it's cool.
Speaking of Le Mans, because I've since getting into F1, I've just kind of just branched out generally into like European racing. This year, I think I'm gonna try to watch Le Mans the whole time.
Yeah. The whole time?
I'm just gonna see if I can do it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Stay up the whole 24?
I'm gonna try. I doubt
Yeah.
I can, but I'm like, what the fuck? Let's try
Yeah,
it.
why not? Yeah, give it a try. Yeah. Maybe you can take a nap here and there. I mean, the drivers take
Yeah.
naps, so it's fine.
Yeah.
You can take a nap. Yeah. That would be
Rewatched
fun
Ford
too,
versus
though.
Ferrari. Yeah. It's like kind of just a thing.
Yeah.
It might be a cool race to go to someday.
Well, I mean, that's a great example of a movie, like Power of Movies, that it actually made me care about racing for a second.
For a second.
Yeah. I was like, oh, wow, okay, I'm kind of interested in racing now. So
The Steve McQueen movie?
no, Ford versus Ferrari.
I rewatched it again yesterday. That's a good movie.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, sound design on that movie is killer. Yeah, it's worth it. It's good. Matt Damon's great in it.
Who directed that?
James Mangold.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Christian Bale was great too.
Yeah, the whole thing's
Yeah, Matt
acted really
Damon.
well.
British finally, doesn't he? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he can actually be himself for once.
Yeah.
Kind of nice.
And then but Matt Damon was great. I was like, oh, Matt Damon's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. Definitely worth a look.
Did you guys do that before I joined the podcast?
They talked about it, but we didn't do it officially.
I think we talked about it around Oscar time.
Yeah.
So it's one of the ones that you weren't around, but we talked about it at some point in time. I think because it was nominated for an Oscar back in the day. I have no idea who's nominated for Oscars this year. I haven't even paid attention.
Yeah, I'm curious how it's gonna go, but we should do something for the Oscars.
Yeah, definitely. When is it?
Soonish.
Soonish, yeah.
Oscars.
I want to say it's the end of this month. I think.
Should we? April 25th. Sunday. Sunday.
Okay, yeah. So it's
So 1, 2,
3 weeks from now.
Yeah, about 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, maybe we should do an Oscar show, do an Oscars episode, like the 22nd or something like that. That'd be good. See what's even
the nominations have been announced, but
Yeah.
they're probably
Yeah,
announced
I
by
think
now.
they were announced. I had friends texting about it.
It's just such a weird year because like you couldn't go to the movies for 9 months of last year. You know,
Mhm.
a lot of places you can't now,
Exactly.
and so many studios like sat on their big ones because they don't want them to flop.
That's the thing, like holding back so many movies and then some of them like released them somewhat reluctantly, like Wonder Woman, was one. They're just like, ugh, okay, fine, we'll make this happen, make this work. And so, yeah, there's a lot of that. But yeah, I just glanced at the list. Doesn't look delightful. I don't know. Like the Trial of the Chicago 7 is on the list for Best Picture.
Oh, really?
That was like garbage. It was like it was worse than garbage.
I didn't finish it. I couldn't.
No, me neither. It was trash.
Septic?
Huh?
Septic?
Yes.
Sewage?
It was sewage. It was putrescence. So, yeah, it's going to be a rough year. So they're just kind of like, can we nominate
Yeah.
TV shows? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Because we may as well. I mean, gosh, like, an episode of Ozark is better
The
than...
lines getting blurred
Yeah.
more and more. Or even
Way
Justice League, getting back to that. It's like, do we consider this a movie or a series? What is
Yeah, exactly.
It's like at least 2 movies.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going on. So, yeah, we should do an Oscar show. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
And a little shout out to Nico. He commented on YouTube. He says that tech fail number 2, Tesla solar panel just popped. Can't win. Oh, he's all about the technological issues right now. Well, we wish your computer and your Tesla solar panel well. I was going to try to come up with a butt joke, but I don't know. couldn't think of anything off the top of my head.
You couldn't come up with a butt joke.
No, I know. Weird, right? I'll think of it
the
as soon as we
Tesla
stop.
coils?
Yeah.
Shove it up there.
You
After
need a
the
Tony
Iron Man.
Stark? We got a few of those. Give Eric a few minutes, a few hours, some Malax, and he'll be
I'll run
fine.
through all of them.
Yeah. Which one you want?
Or they'll run through me, rather.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for listening to the Smoking Hot Nerds podcast, Nerds After Dark. Appreciate you all listening. And if you have a moment, go on over to YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. Swing by Apple or Spotify. Subscribe. Leave a comment or a review. That's what you do on Apple. You leave a review, and that helps the algorithm. So far, our unique audience number at this point is up to 5 people. So we definitely at least have 5 people listening. So to those 5, we thank you very much. And we'll see you all next week.